I'm out at East High School for this week's High School Female Athlete of the Week, presented by Distinct Inc. In great clips, it is Jada Davis with East Girls Basketball. I know what you're thinking. Girls basketball wrapped up a couple of weeks ago. Well, last week was spring break, so we decided to wait for this week to talk to someone from the Blue Aces. The Blue Aces ended up with their highest state tournament finish since the 1982 season, and Jada was a big part of that as they got the W over Derby for the third place game. Jada, congratulations. First year under your belt now. What was this past season like, and what was it like to be able to go out with at least a state finish like third place the other day?
I feel like third place isn't what we wanted. We wanted to get farther, but that's how our season ended. But it's great because now we're a part of history.
Part of history, indeed, because it's only happened two other times in East history. First time since 1982. Have you really had a chance to really sit back and think about that? Like, how crazy is that to say that, hey, we did this, and for you in particular, I did this in my first year of high school basketball at the varsity level?
Yeah, it feels good. We really, our team hasn't, really sat back and, actually synced everything in, but our coaches are pushing it on us and telling us that we made history, so we accomplished a lot this year.
Yeah, no doubt. 22-6 season. That is pretty darn solid. Of course, in the city league, that always seems to be pretty tough. Heights obviously was really good this past year. What made this team so special? Of course, you're a freshman. You got some seniors on the squad. I know there's some younger gals on this team as well. But what made this team so special this year at East High School?
I would say the bond we had and the connections that we made, we all believed in each other, so we knew that every time we stepped on the court, we can believe in the person.
As a freshman, when you're coming in for the first time at the varsity level, what was your mentality like? Maybe no nerves, or maybe there was some, maybe at the very beginning, but what was it like in your first year as a varsity player? How did you go about handling that here on this team?
I actually didn't have much nerves because I played on the EYBL circuit, so that's just as much as varsity level. So I feel like I could do it all.
Yeah, you're prepared. So I know you're a freshman. You got some other gals who are also young on this team, so the future is looking pretty bright at East High School. Of course, you're going to miss some seniors who were a part of the team, and those seniors, upperclassmen in general, they are big in so many different ways, just trying to provide that leadership and trying to make sure that the young gals can get some help and move forward. But you have a young, solid nucleus moving forward. How excited are you for future years here at East High School?
I'm excited. I say we'll be back next year in the state tournament and pushing farther.
We be back. It's strong words there from Jada Davis, who is our high school female athlete of the week. As a player, just noticing the final box score against Derby High School, you were a stat stuffer. You did a little bit of everything. You scored some points. You pulled down some rebounds. You dished out some assists. You did some steals. Is that your game? Do you enjoy just being an all-around player rather than having to hone in on a particular thing? How is your style? How much do you enjoy that all-around style?
I enjoy it. I really like it. I like getting my teammates involved because once I get my teammates involved, I feel like I can get myself going.
Yeah, I think it's a good way to look at it. So what I'm hearing is you'd rather throw out the dime rather than maybe scoring the game-winning jumper in some ways.
Yes.
All right, well, that's exciting. Well, this past year, 22-6, throughout the course of the year, obviously very special. At what point did you think we have a shot at doing something here this year for the state tournament? Was there any particular point in the year that you thought, you know what, we got it. We got the core here that can do some special things here at East High School?
Ever since the summer when we went to a camp, I feel like our team had everything we needed and that we will go far in the state tournament, and I feel like we did that.
Okay, so you went to a particular camp, which that's a very good bonding experience. What camp was it? Did you have to go very far? Did you end up winning a championship? I know there's so much stuff going on at camp. So what camp did you go to that was so special for you guys?
We went to the pit camp. It wasn't really like championships. It was just multiple games, and we just kept playing multiple games. But when we went to the Salina Invitational, when we did win that tournament, we also had that connection.
Okay. Yeah, the SIT. I'm very, very well versed in the SIT as someone who was up in Salina for 5 years. So very well versed in the SIT. What was it like to just get that first win in the first round in the state tournament, then move on to the semis for the first time since 1984. What was that first game like for you guys?
We wanted to win that game. It was very big. It was like talked about a lot. And last year they fell short, and we knew we wanted to win for our seniors.
Win for the seniors and win UD to get to the semis for the first time since 1984. For those who follow East High School, probably recognize the last name Davis, the coach, Coach Davis, your dad. So what's that relationship like, being coached by your father?
I like being coached by my dad. It's like we have that relationship, and he pushes me to be great instead of good. And some people might think it's tough, but he's just wanting the best for me.
Well, I mean, you want a little bit of tough love, don't you? Right? I mean, you're a freshman. I'm sure you'll probably get a better feel of what you really want moving forward. Maybe after 2 years of him being the coach, maybe you'll be like, you know what, enough is enough. But I feel like you probably want to be coached up, don't you?
Yeah, and he's been coaching me for a long time now, so this is not the first year.
Yeah. So what's it like growing up with your dad? Obviously being a coach here at East High School, but as you brought up, coaching you along the way when you're yay high, just growing up. What was it like for your childhood, just in terms of growing up with him and having him by your side?
At first it was tough, like gym every day, but it's better now. It's like I'm used to it.
Have you fallen in love with the process a little bit? I keep telling everyone that. It's falling in love with the process of hard work, getting into the gym on a regular basis, putting up all these different shots. How much do you enjoy the process? I know at times it's like, yeah, I don't know if this is worth it, but at the end you obviously see the results. So how important is it to fall in love with the process?
Yeah, it's important. I try to keep a very good schedule and be consistent because I feel like the work is showing.
For this upcoming off season, what are some of the things that you want to work on?
I want to work on my pull-up game more because not all the time I'm going to be able to get to the basket in this show this season, and that's what I learned.
Okay, pulling up. She wants a jumper. She wants the three ball to be more consistent. So looking forward to seeing something like that moving forward. Jada, appreciate your time. Congratulations on the success here this past year, and best of luck to you moving forward.
Thank you.